Yesterday I had talked about, firstly I talked about browsers, how to work with different browsers, Firefox, IE, Chrome, and I also gave you hint about IE and Safari, right? And then I took up the example of interfaces, the phone interface, right? I took this phone interface and I um, created this interface, and you could actually implement this interface in the Nokia phone or the Samsung.java, and I told you with this example that WebDriver is the interface and all the other classes they implement this particular interface. Okay, now what we'll do now is I'll create a new project, right? Before I do that, I repeat again, if you want to ask any question, you can move your mouse to the top of the window, you will get a participants tab. You can open that tab and all the participants will be listed over there. You can unmute yourself by clicking on the unmute button in front of your name and ask a question, or you can use the WebEx chat as well, which is available on the top. You can also reach me on Skype. I'm available on Skype right now. Okay, so I'll create a new project called day 3. Fine. And every project you create, you have to include the Selenium jar files in that project. So I'm including the Selenium jar files. Okay, now under the source folder, okay, I'll create a new class, say WebDriver example. Fine. Now out here, suppose if I write, yesterday I talked about it, right? WebDriver driver equals to new Firefox driver. So what this will do is, this will open a new blank Firefox window. You import everything, Control Shift O, and everything gets imported. Right. Now, this is the interface. This is the class implementing the interface. So you can write like this: interface reference equals to new class which implements the interface. Yesterday I talked about it. Fine. I was not able to give you yesterday's video. I'll be giving you today. Fine. Now after that, you can write driver.get, and you can navigate to a particular URL. Okay, when I execute this code, I'll navigate to gmail.com. This we have already started, right? Now, after navigating to gmail.com, suppose you have to enter username, ID, password in the username and password field, and you need to click on the sign in button, right? So, to do so, to actually access the stuff inside the browser, right? Suppose I want to read this text or something. Okay. Now, to do that, you need to understand the HTML language concepts. Okay, because the Selenium tool, as a tool, it goes into the page source and basically it works on the page source. Okay, and page source is nothing but complete HTML language. So you need to understand concepts of HTML language before actually working with Selenium. Okay, to understand the concepts of HTML language, you can go to this website and just go to the HTML tutorial. It will just take 15 minutes of your time, but investing 15 minutes of your time into this tutorial will actually save a lot of time and make work very easy um, for you in Selenium, right? What I'll do is I'll give you a brief overview of HTML language and then I will come back to Selenium. Okay. Giving you a brief overview, I'll just create an Excel file. HTML and XLS. HTML dot XLS. Okay. Uh, just a minute. Yeah. So now out here, look, there are various types of HTML components with which we need to interact, right? So I'll just write over here component, right? Tag name. Hold on. We'll get to know what I'm doing. Mandatory attributes and optional attributes. Okay. I'm making these 4 columns over here. Right. Okay. Now, what kind of components you want to deal with when you are automating something? You have links on a page. Okay. Then on a page, you can have an input box. You can have a button, right? You can have a checkbox. You have radio buttons, right? Then you have got normal text on the page. You have got drop lists on the page, right? So this is the general text with which you have to deal with. This is the general components with which you need to deal with when you are working on a web page. Link, input button, input boxes, buttons, check boxes, radio buttons, text, drop list.
Hello, Ashish. Sorry to interrupt you. We also have to deal with the images, right, on the page. So is that is coming under the HTML things or it's something else?
Images also there in HTML thing.
No,
Then
yeah.
there are other components as well. For example, frames are there. Then web tables are there. These 2 components are not visible to the human eye. Okay. So I'll talk about them. I'll talk about these 2 later on. But the components which are visible to the human eye are these components.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
And out here, look, the thing is to investigate these components in the browser. Okay, you need to install Firebug in Mozilla. Okay, so first what I'll do is I also don't have it. I formatted my system, so I'll go to Google and I'll download Firebug and go to this website getfirebugs.com/downloads. This one. Hold on, just a minute. Oh no, yeah, you have to go in the first one. Yeah, you have to go in the first one, and when it opens up, just click on Add to Firefox. Right. My current version of Firefox is 12. Don't update it. Right. Don't update your Firefox to 17 or something, because with Selenium it will give issue. Better you work up to Firefox 14 or 15. Okay. Now you click on Add to Firefox over here. Make sure that you open this in Firefox. It gets installed as an add-on in Firefox. Okay. This helps you to investigate the elements in Firefox. Okay, hold on. It's taking a little time. Let it download. Just give me one second. It's taking a little time out here. Open. Yeah, okay, I think it should be done by now. Once it's done, you need to close the Firefox and you need to open it again. So when I open my Firefox again, hold on. Okay, I think there's some issue while downloading it. Yeah, update failed. Okay, let me try to download Firebug again. Hold on. There's some failure happening. Make sure you open the link in Mozilla and just wait patiently till the time it gets downloaded, and yeah, you need to click out here install now and then restart now. So your browser will be restarted, and in the browser, right, in the browser out here you will be seeing a Firebug icon. Fine. Along with it, if you go to tools, you will get the Firebug option. When you open the Firebug, a window like this opens up, right? Wait a minute, I'll just increase my font size so that everybody is able to see the Firebug text. Hold on. Right. So this is my Firebug. It helps you to investigate your page, right? The components of your page. In Firebug, there is an icon over here known as this is the icon. This is the arrow icon. Right? It's just like Spy in QTP. Okay. Suppose I move to the website gmail.com and open Firebug. If I click on this arrow over here and move my mouse over the components, I start getting the HTML code of those components. For example, Gmail, which is written out here, it is actually an H1 tag, right? Okay. Similarly, this text field out here, it's got this is the HTML code for this. Now in HTML, everything is inside tag names. Every component has a tag name. Okay, the tag name is starting with a conical bracket and then you have a tag name. And every tag has got various attributes. Technically, these are known as attributes. ID, type, value, name, these are the attributes. Similarly, if you look at any other component, for example, I look at this button, create an account. Okay, this is a link. Okay, /A. A is the tag name for it, and these are the options. These are the attributes for this tag. Okay, so in HTML you have got tags, and every tag can have attributes. For example, the text over here. The text over here is inside a tag called P. This P tag has got no attributes. But out here there is a div tag which has the attribute class equals to product headers. So there are various tags available in HTML, and every tag can have various attributes associated with it. Fine. Every tag, it opens up with a conical bracket and it has to end. Like for example, the div tag is ending over here. H1 tag is starting here, H1 tag is ending here. So it's mandatory for every tag to open as well as close. It's an XML file basically, nothing else. Okay. Now, uh, how is this page source helpful to us, and how is this Firebug helpful to us? We will see that. Very soon. But I'll answer but you might be having a question that what if I want to investigate the page in other browsers? What do I do? Okay. Well, in case of Chrome, suppose I am on the facebook.com page and I want to investigate the components on this page. In Chrome, there is an inbuilt feature. Okay, you right click on any element. For example, I right click on this login button. You will get the option inspect element. When you click on this console opens up, similar to Firebug in Chrome. right? And that particular button would be highlighted. So if you want to investigate any element in Chrome, you can right click and go to investigate element. Okay. In case of I, unfortunately, I have I6, right? But in case of I, you have got F12. Okay. If you press F12 in I, then you have developer tools coming up. Hold on, I'm forgetting this. Let me confirm. I'm forgetting this. I developer tool shortcut key. Just a minute. Hold on, I'll just tell you. In Chrome, yeah, in Chrome F12 is the shortcut key, and in I as well F12 is the shortcut key. Yeah, I remember. In both I and Chrome, if you press F12, this window will open up. In Chrome, you can right click on the element and go to investigate element, and similarly in the case of I, this is the case, but I have I6, so developer tool is not there in I6. In I8 and I9, if you press F12, you will get the window similar to the window in Chrome. Okay, so I think somebody is asking me some question. No, nothing. Right. Now out here, these are the three ways in which in the browsers in which you can investigate the pages. But generally, what I do is I investigate in Mozilla using Firebug, and later on I run the same script in the other browsers, because if the web most of the times if the websites they open in the same way in I, Chrome and Mozilla, right? The page source is same, so the same code which is written for Mozilla will also run for I and Chrome. We'll get to know about this very soon, right? You'll get to know about this. Now in this out here you have, I'm sorry, yeah, out here in HTML, right, there are various components, like there's a link. Okay, every component I told you has a tag name associated with it. For example, on the Gmail page, suppose this is the link. I'll investigate the learn more link. Okay, the learn more link has a tag name A. It's known as the anchor tag. Rather, all the links in all the web applications have the tag name A. Okay, the links will always start with tag name A. Most of you might be knowing this, right? So this is the link over here, another link. The tag name for link is A, and hold on, every component has a set of mandatory as well as optional attributes. Okay, I'll come over to the mandatory and optional attributes in some time, right? Now suppose there's a text field, there's an input box in which you want to write something. For example, this username input box you can write. If we investigate this username input box, then the tag name for this input box is input. For all the tag names, for all the input boxes, the tag name is input. Okay, so if you take the tag name is input out here. Okay, now for a button on a web page, for example, this is the sign in button. For a web button as well, okay, the tag name is input. For button as well, the tag name is input, and for a checkbox and radio button as well, the tag name is same, input and input. Right, I know this like from experience, right? So all a text field, right? This should be text field right? A normal button, checkbox, and radio buttons. All these four components have the same tag name. Okay. Now I'll come over to text in some time. Drop list. Drop list is like a drop down. Everybody must have seen that. That's got various options and all in it. For example, I go to the site quicker.com, and on this site you will see a drop list having all the city names in India, right? So if you sorry, if you investigate this drop list, then this drop list has got a select tag, okay, and the drop list has a tag called select. In case of images, for example, this is an image. Quicker is an image out here. In case of an image, the tag name is ing. Okay, so this is an image, right? Text. Text can be found in any tag. Sometimes they use div tag. Okay. Sometimes they use div tag. Sometimes they use para tag. Okay, and sometimes they use h1, h2, right? Label. So there are many kinds of tags which can be associated with a text. With the text on your page, there can be many types of tags which can be associated. Fine. Now, the question is that every tag is associated with set of mandatory as well as optional attributes. And with the help of tag name, mandatory or optional attributes, we can detect the elements in Selenium. We can make various kinds of location strategies and we can detect the elements. So that's what we are going to study now. Fine. Okay.